Hey guys, PB Check It here, and man, when I saw this morning, I was just so happy. I was so overjoyed. Um, Even though it might not be real, it could be a big hoax. I'm just super hyped. So recently, TTV, if you don't know, I'll put a link to their channel and the videos in the description. But they recently had a little short thing, and someone has leaked to them two pictures of some potential 2015 Bionicle releases. Um, Nothing huge, no like sets or anything. Just a couple pictures. One of a display, which I will have on screen, and another one which I believe had like set numbers and things, but they censor that out to protect the identity of the leaker, and I have no problem with that. Frankly, as long as they can keep leaking to us, I'm good with that. So grab your snacks. This might be kind of a long video. I have a couple things to go through and some speculation. Disclaimer, don't get too hyped because I find when nothing is confirmed yet, it hasn't been confirmed by Lego or Greg Farsty or anyone. It just don't get too hyped because if it doesn't end up happening, it'll just be very sad and you'll feel down in the dumps. But let's get into this. Okay, so the first thing is on the display art, there's a character reaching for a mask on a pedestal, and the character appears to be Tahu Nuva, maybe. It has like a Kanohi How, but it appears to be in between his Mata How and his How Nuva. Um, so there's that. It looks like a kind of bulked up version of Tahu almost. Um, and he's reaching for a mask. Now, we don't necessarily know what this mask is. It could be the Mask of Life, so they could be doing like a reboot, or it could be a completely new mask that we don't know of, or it could be like the Mask of Creation. That was I think that was brought up by TTV, and so that's a very possible thing, having it be the Mask of Creation. That would be a good another quest for the mask scenario. Also in the display, there's like this spider in the distance, and I believe what was said about the picture is black and white. Um, but apparently it's a red and black spider with hints of green. I'm not sure. I know the display is supposed to be predominantly green. And then in the background of the um, top to the display, there is a shadow of a mask. Now it looks to me kind of like either Tuma's mask, Tuma from the Glatorian thing, the leader of the Skrull, or the Konohi Ignika, the Mask of Life. Um, but it almost looks more like the Tuma mask to me, so I don't know what that means. I could be wrong. It could be a completely new mask. Again, this could be a completely new series of Bionicle. This couldn't be. This might not be just following Tahu and Gali and the Nuva or the Toa Mari slash Ignika or you know any of those. It could be a whole new deal. Um, so there's that, and then there's on each set there's like a picture of like a mask or some armor. And there's a little symbol that um I think I can put on screen. I'll have to see. But you may just have to zoom in and look. Everyone look at the picture yourself, draw your own conclusions. But this is my opinion on this, okay? Um, it looks like they each have like a little symbol, so it's either just an ad for the Bionicle website, bottom left corner, or it could be like collectible 1 out of 5. It could be like the golden armor in the Bionicle Stars sets. The last one's the little canisters with short Tahu. Um, and they had golden armor, and you collected all the armor pieces, and then you put them on Tahu, and you had kind of a golden Tahu. Well, they could be doing something like that, which would be very interesting. There seem to be masks on certain ones of the boxes, and then just like little unidentifiable pieces. Um, so there's that. That's pretty interesting. Again, this is just pure speculation. Um, the logo seems to be slightly redesigned, and it seems like it's surrounded by either thorns or vines. I can't or thorn I'm sorry, thorns with vines, or it could be just like thorns. Or I'm sorry, vines with thorns. I put that backwards. Um, or it actually almost looks to me. Someone said the vines with thorns thing. it does look like vines, but it could also be a chain link fence, kind of, sort of ish. I mean, the picture's kind of gritty, but it could be a chain link fence, which would mean if this is a hoax, it was ripped from the Toa Ignica artwork. Because if you look at, I remember I have some of my old Lego Club magazines, and when you look at those, there's the Ignica ripping through like a chain link fence thing, and they're all standing there, and there's like the Bionicle symbol in the corner. I forget which one, but um, it had chain around it, so I'm saying it could be based off of that. It could be completely different. Um, and then in the bottommost, like in the bottom left, there's some words on the ground, and it says Wobbler two in a set. I'm not quite sure what that means. Like, what is a wobbler? And then I'm sorry, it says the full sentence is wobbler, and then in parentheses it says two in a set, and then it says order separately. Now, what does that mean? And then there's some more word, like a little symbol off to the left, but it's cut off by the picture. But what is a wobbler? What do you like? I remember when my brother was little, there were those Weebles, which you push them over and they'd stand back up. They had like a weight in their base or something. But I don't see that necessarily applying to Bionicle. And then what does order separately mean? This again is another thing that could make this a complete hoax. That could be the undoing of it right there. I haven't heard anyone say anything about this, so I just thought I'd bring it up. Just what is a wobbler? Leave ideas in the comments. Now, the unknown mask in the display art is on a pedestal, and there appear to be other pedestals in the background. Now, it could be pedestals, it could be the top of a tower, it could be the ground is spiking up, there's some natural disaster. Again, we don't know. But he is reaching for the mask, and his arm is covering the point, the peak, the top of the other pedestal, the unknown Tahu-like character. Could be Jala, could be Tahu, could be Toa Lincoln. That would be nice. I'll get more on that Lincoln theory later. But his arm is blocking the other pedestal. Now, when video games and companies do a lot of reveals or leaks or anything, they usually have the characters, if there's some key thing, they have them kind of like accidentally cover things up. Um, or if it's a map, they put clouds over things, things like that, just to conceal, to leave more hype for, oh my gosh, what if there's 20 legendary masks now? What if there's five? Things like that. Mask packs would again be absolutely brilliant. I'm British now. They would be absolutely beautiful if they came out with either mask packs or some collectible mask thing. Um, that would just be awesome. So let's talk about some of the sets that are on the display picture. On the top row, there's some small sets that are either like Matoran or Rahi. I can't really make it out. Some of them look kind of like the Tanma set from the Fantoka series. I'm not sure, but there's stuff like that. There's some like Flying Rahi or something. I don't know. Raw Hero is fun to have. There haven't been. I don't think there weren't any in the past, like the last 3-4 years of it. I don't think there were any Rahi. So that's pretty good. Rahi were big in the first couple years, first like 3 or 4 years. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm a little bit rusty. Um, so there's that. If you look, and then if you look closely on the second shelf, um, like we're going from top to bottom order here. If you go from the second shelf and you look at the farthest to the right box, and it looks like a spider. Someone call it the spider set. There, the spider appears to be hunched over something. Now, when I kind of zoomed in on the picture, it looks like a mask. Now, the mask appears to be Vizon, Vizon's fused mask, where it was his Paraka mask fused with the mask of life on the back of his head. Yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. Um, and it seems the spider seems to be guarding it. So is that Fenrak? Do we get Fenrak again? And Fenrak's all ticked off because we killed Vizon and he's coming to kill us? Do we get? I mean, that would be amazing. That would be epic. Except for it looks kind of small, but still. Are there more Fenraks? Are there more of those just running around waiting to kill you, trying to protect the masks? That's pretty nice. I mean, because Fenrak was the guardian of the Mask of Life, I believe. And then when Vizon tried to take it, it was they got fused. So that's another theory. And then on the same row with the spider all the way to the left now, there is a Toa, and again there are no colors, so I can't confirm or deny. And the mask seems to be either Gresh's mask or Liwa's Fantoka form when he had the vehicle, when he had like the spikes coming out of his helmet. It could be that. Oh gosh. Um, so it could appear to be that, or it could be a new Toa entirely. But I'm really leaning towards Gresh or Liwa because I'm probably gonna say that a couple different ways, but because the weaponry and the actual like helmet look pretty similar to Gresh. Again, when you zoom in enough, it's blurry. It could also be Kopaka because he also has a staff which looks like the two ice blades now that I look at it. It could be many different things. It could be a new Toa altogether. And then in the middle of the row with the spider and things, we have I don't know what to call this thing. Looking more and more at this, it looks more like the Fantoka artwork, but it looks almost like Pohatu Fantoka's pose where he has his arms up in the hair, or up, wow, can't speak. It's early in the morning, guys. I'm sorry. I was excited and I want to make this video. Um, Looks like Pohatu Fantoka's arms with the spinners in the air. Um, in fact, incredibly like that, but the head appears to be missing and it almost has a kind of hunched down, like a hunchback look to it with like the head chest level. I'm not quite sure what this is. It's kind of hard to see. It also could be look like kind of like Hukimari's mask, or like the big flat manta ray thing. Again, we don't know. There is a symbol that appears to be a mask in the pretty much bottom left. It's above like a little rock. That that symbol keeps cropping up in like most of these. And then we go down a row, and then we have either prepare the hype train, Omega Tahu, not the TTV there, or a new Tahu form, or it also appears to look like Huki Ignika if you kind of look at the mask. I mean, I don't know. Again, it's blurry. Um, or it could be just a new Toa altogether. And then it looks like there could be even a Scarabax beetle in the picture, or just some spikes. That could be crazy. And again, there is a little mask in there. Now, people are saying these are lava blades that this Toa is holding, and that he's surfing on lava. If the picture's sideways, I could see it, but to me, the way the picture is orientated, it looks like it's climbing up a mountain, which would lead me to believe that's either a Toa of stone or earth, or just a random Toa that really has no reason to be climbing mountains. But hey, um, and then it's got the little mask symbol. I forget if I mentioned that in the left bottom. And then at the very, very bottom of the picture, okay, very bottom, we have a Toa or being that is very, very like crystal, like almost crystalline white, and it's got black accents all over the body. Now, again, this could be Takanuva, this could be a new character entirely. I personally have no clue because it is so the contrast on this picture is pretty much white and gray, and there's like some little brown thing at the bottom, but I don't know what that is. Like bottom left, go all the way down. Look at the picture, guys. Honestly, while I'm talking, go over to the picture. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Um, so this could be either a toe of ice, Takanuva, um, Kopaka maybe. I really don't see it. It could be though. I could be just nuts. But there's Kopaka. Um, one of the like 3 or 4 Toe of Ice on Likan's team. I don't know what the colors on this thing are. It could be white and gold Takanuva. It could be just pure white. I do see that there's either white and black or white and gray. White and some dark color. That's all I can tell you. And then there's again the kind of reoccurring symbol of what could be a mask, what could be I don't even know. I'm trying to look at it here. It almost looks like a boot print in the snow, but that's probably not it. Um, It could be the Konoe Akaku, which I believe is Kopaka's mask, but then why would that be on each thing? Some of them, they could all be the same, but some look like Likan's mask to me, the special Konoe Hao that he gave to Jala. Um, multiple things, multiple things. Uh, so there's that. Again, Rahi Beast up at the top. And if you want to see more about the vines versus chains thing I was talking about, look at the left of the display case. It says Lego at the top, and then if you scroll down or look at it, I have it zoomed in, so I'm scrolling. There is the Bionicle logo, and then at the bottom there's like some vines or chains. It does look more like vines, but it could be chains, you know. Again, from what I know, what I've been told, the background is predominantly green, which again would work with the vines thing, although it could be a rundown city that the I'm gonna butcher this so bad, you guys. I'm sorry. The Mazel Tov, um, the vine plant thing from Metro Nui that almost destroyed the city. It could be one of those deals, but in a different place. I could see them doing that. Maybe not. Hopefully not Quest for the discs again, because that would ruin it right there. But vines taking over the city, because like also if you look at the pedestal, there appear to be vines, and that is honestly kind of interesting to me. Because yeah, are they going with? Is it going to be more of like just a jungle theme? They've kind of had that before in a couple places, but not too heavy. Is it more of a jungle theme? You know, where are we going with this? Um, and again, let's see what else is here. Let me just look at the picture. Um, there appears to be, if you look at the boxes, this could just be, no, it's definitely there. There's either some weird glare, or if you look at the Bionicle symbol on the top of the boxes, each one has like a white mark. Like, again, I have no clue what this is. Could be a mask, could be something, but at the top of the boxes where it's like the black band and it says Bionicle, after the letter E, there's like a white little burn in almost, it looks like. It's like glowing and stuff. I can't even tell. I don't even know if that's it could be a symbol, it could be a mask. A lot of things could be. I'm pretty sure this is there because if you look at every box, I don't think the like a reflection from something would be in the same place on each of these. Unless again this is fake. This I mean, we don't know yet, okay? This could be someone playing the best freaking joke ever. However angry it will make us if it is fake. Um Looking at this the mask at the top again, let's talk about that for a second. Um I can't see it being a reboot and having it be the Mask of Life. I do not see that, or I'm sorry, Light, excuse me. Do not see it being a remake of the Mask of Light because it just doesn't look like Takanuva's mask. It doesn't have the little like ridges coming off the back. Doesn't have the same general style. It's doesn't look like it's in Takoro. Just doesn't look the same. I'm sorry. Um Again, Mask of Life, like I was trying to say before, don't think that could be it either. Not same general style unless unless instead of the Tahu like figure trying to grab the mask, he's placing it. So like if this is a prequel to like when the guys put the Mask of Life in the chamber on Voya Nui, thank you. Put when they put it in the Mask of Life in the chamber under the volcano in Voya Nui, this could be about that. So instead of he could be leaning away from it after placing it, that would again support my theory of the spider being the Fenrak spider and having Vizon it covering over Vizon's mask in that one set, or the Mask of Life. The Ignika slash Tuma being in the background, again, would support this theory because it's the Ignika. However, I have not read the books in a long time, so don't, mess with me about this. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think the Mask of Life. No, the Mask of Life can change form, I believe. I think it can. If the Mask of Life can change form, then this is all completely plausible because that mask does not look like the Mask of Life, but it could very well be. It could very well be, and it could have changed between Vizon wearing it and his weird freaking thoughts messed with its shape, and then Matoro put it on, and then he died. He made the ultimate hero sacrifice, and it changed it a little bit, a little bit. It changed a little bit there, and then so it changed into the form for the Konoha Ignika for the Toa Ignika, and then I believe that's the last we saw of it, but I'm not completely sure. Um, Again, there could be some artwork that I'm missing here, but from what I've seen, this could be a prequel to the Toa Ignika missions or something completely different. This could be Toa Khan's team, um, which again, since Lee Khan had a How, it was a special Kanohi How, but all the same was a Kanohi How. It This could be about Lee Khan. This could be a prequel. Um, I was gonna say it could be Tahu's son, but they don't exactly do like father son. There's no everyone's family, but yet no one's parent. Um, but yeah, it could be Jala doing something because again, Jala had a Kanohi How. In fact, he had Lee Khan's How. He received it from Toa Lee Khan or Turaga Lee Khan, excuse me. Um, so there's that. What else? What else? What else? The couple things that kind of ruin this image for me that make me kind of skeptical is again on the second row in the middle, the Pohatu Nuva like image just makes me kind of skeptical. I mean, it looks just way too much like him. I want to believe it, but at the same time, just everyone just keep a good amount of skepticism around this because this could be super fake and we're just wasting our time and getting excited for nothing, or it could be the best thing ever, best thing that Lego's ever done, besides creating Bionicle in the first place. Um, so there's that. Seeing as where they left off in the story, they had just um fixed Spherus Magna or Barra Magna, I forget. Um, Again, it's been it's been a while. I kind of fell out of it. Coming back though. Um, and they got the desert world all greened up again, and it was alive, and Madanui went back to sleep. And you know, when I read that comic, it was story time here, guys. It was I remember looking in the mail, seeing my Lego Club magazine, going, "Oh my gosh, a new Bionicle comic!" I run upstairs. Because they were kind of, if you guys have ever had a Lego magazine, the Bionicle comics were glued in with like this kind of light, sticky tape. It was kind of rubbery too. But I remember pulling it out of the book, taking the tape off so it didn't stick to anything, and opening it and reading. I mean, that was probably one of the most fun things. Getting those comics with every Lego magazine was just so nice. But I remember reading it, and I get to the end, and I'm like, so is this grouping of Bionicles over? Or are we gonna go somewhere else? Or like, does it really mean like the end? Is it actually over? What does this mean? And then I actually see that Bionicle's been canceled, and that wasn't that didn't make me very happy that day. That was kind of sad because something that I'd basically grown up with was kind of gone. And it wasn't like a TV show where you watch it and, you know, it's gone. They get through so many seasons and the concept gets exhausted and it's like, well, okay, it's over. Finish up the story, however, leave a cliffhanger, let people make their own fan fiction endings or whatever. It's over. This, although people have made their own endings to Bionicle and made more stories, which I enjoy reading, this was canceled because Lego felt it was too story heavy and new fans weren't getting as interested as the people that had already been there. So, for example, if you had come in the Ignika saga, you'd be like, why is everyone making such a big deal about Tahu? Who's Tahu? And then you'd have to go back to 1990 whatever and say, hey, what's Tahu? Or what, however long ago. Um, and apparently Lego had a problem with that, or people weren't just staying in contact with it, okay? So they said, well, we're gonna end it. They were actually, see, they never finished the Bionicle movie. I think there was basically a hint to say, check the comics, but they were supposed to make a second part to it, which would have been awesome, and then they would have kept going. but they were in the process of writing it, and they just said, no, we're not going to finish it. Just, leave it alone. So then they come out with Hero Factory. Now I know people love hate relationship, everyone everywhere with Hero Factory. I'm not railing on Hero Factory. This is not to hate on Hero Factory. We're being positive today because Bionicle could be back. Okay. Hero Factory came in, and I liked 1.0. I wasn't in love with because they didn't have any. They had barely any articulation. They had all you could move was their hands, their arms. They had no elbows. They had no knees, and their feet, and they had a head that could move, and that was it. That was very stiff, and I didn't like it. I'm sorry, I just didn't. Hero Factory 2.0, they introduced the new clicky together easy building system, which was pretty decent. I did enjoy having a couple 2.0 sets and 3.0, and I did like the idea of them getting upgrades and being a bit better. All good with me. Everything's good here. Um, and then they did the animal thing, and that, and then kind of same general idea for the villains every time. It's like okay, okay. And then we see the animal thing, and I'm like, well, animals. Oh, well, I'll leave it alone. They have to adapt to their surroundings. Fine. Animals. Okay, cool. Bought one of those. Then they get to the Brain Attack series. Now, this is where I'm going to start kind of harping. I'm sorry. When you get to Brain Attack, what do you have? You have little creatures that run around and attach to your brain and make you do the bidding of a hive mind or a hive queen, aka the dragon in this case. Where have I seen that before? Just everyone pause the video for a second and think. Where has that been used in a Lego franchise before? 3, 2, 1, time's up. Either the Krata or the Krana, the little brains from the Borak, which were controlled by Kaldok and Godok, or the Krata, which were made by Makuta and were basically pieces of Makuta. Those both had the ability to creaky chair. Had the ability to control your mind and make you do whatever the hive mind, hive queen master wanted you to do. Clear it all, it must be cleaned. Kill the Toa, poison the people, steal the Toa stones, everything. All those things. The Hero Factory Brain Attack one wasn't as well thought out in my opinion because I don't believe they really had a purpose. It was just kind of take over everything and then have a city of zombies. Was pretty much all I got from that. So there's that. And then now we have Invasion from Below, and I have not looked into this very much, honestly, because I just stopped caring. But first of all, the name Invasion from Below. That sounds like you got some kind of parasite in your foot, and it's like slowly breeding and hatching eggs in you, and it's working its way up your body. I'm sorry for that graphic image, but that's that's kind of what it makes me think of. That and I don't know what else. But so Invasion from Below, kind of goofy title, but okay. And then they're not even full-size heroes anymore. They made them basically the Exoforce, if you guys remember those. The Exoforce robots with like the little clipped together kind of stiff bodies, and made those Hero Factory, and then gave them like a little hero corner, like yay, you have Mini Evo and Mini Surge and Mini what's his name that no one cares about. And they put them in exosuits. Now again, okay, that idea is cute, and I haven't seen the cartoon, so I wouldn't. No, I basically know nothing about this except for what I've seen. But how it appears to be is just why are the monsters that they're fighting are normal size, okay? Normal size, and then the suits are the same size as them, but then you put the minifig type thing inside the suit. It would be a good idea. Some of the sets just don't look fully fleshed out to me. Like the yellow and blue thing from the Brain Attack series, the one in the water that Evo was paired against. It didn't look finished. Like the chest was all black, and it's not even like it was meant to be hunched over or anything. But they didn't give it any padding to work with. They didn't give it any armoring. There was just very little detail put into it. But this comes from a guy who enjoys looking at heavily bulked out, heavily greebled mocks. So take what I say with a grain of salt when I'm talking about buffed out characters and things. That could just be how Hero Factory wanted it to be. That's fine. Um, but it's just I don't even hate Hero Factory as a franchise, and maybe I'm just mad at it a bit because it was what seemed to be the replacement for Bionicle. Maybe that's it. Okay, but it's not horrible. There's nothing wrong with it. It I don't think there's been anything gross in it. I think it's a fine show. It was geared more towards kids, lighter storyline, good guy, bad guy, good versus evil thing. Okay. Um, teamwork and all those things. But it's just that I mean it's fine. Okay, Hero Factory's fine. And frankly, if I don't know how many people will miss it. I do enjoy the pieces sometimes for like filling out spots in mocks that would otherwise I have to like do a bunch of work with Lego bricks. But aside from that, um, I don't really mind it going away. It's like if it disappeared tomorrow, it'd be kind of like, oh shoot. I mean, I'm sure Hero Factory has devoted fans, and every franchise deserves a good fan base. Okay, I'm not saying Hero Factory deserves any less, but if it disappeared and Bionicle came back, I mean, I would cry. I think everyone is going through like all the stages of denial right now. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, this has to be fake. Is it real? And then acceptance and then hype and then just you kind of go, no, this isn't real. It's just up and roller coaster of emotions is what the phrase I'm looking for. But if it comes back, oh my gosh, my life will be complete. I will be so happy. I mean, you guys don't even know. But I mean, the and just the whole Bionicle thing was just so cool to me when I was younger. It was just, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? The story. That's the thing. Certain people don't like story-heavy things, and that's fine. I can appreciate not loving story-heavy. That's fine. But when something has so well written of a story, and you can follow it, and you can read it, and you can read it till you go to bed, and it's just so calm, and it's just a good read. It grabs you. That is a good story. That is a great feeling. Hero Factory did not give that to me. It's wasn't flat, but then again back to I did watch the TTV podcast before I recorded this, link in the description. But they did say, they made a good point. Hero Factory tells their story in half hour to an hour shows, okay? Bionicle told their story in movies and books and comics which reflected the movies and comics which had things that were separate from the books. You really needed to see all three/four because there's also Greg Farshti's backstories and stuff for them. You need to read like four forms of media to get the full story. Yeah, I mean to get the nitty gritty and everything. You need to read the book, the comic, watch the movie, read any extra little thing you could, and then you know the full story. Hero Factory, all I've seen really were like little kid books and the comics which were short and the TV show which was excuse me, early warning. Um which was the shows were okay. I can't gripe too much. Um and then I don't know if they didn't try to over feminize Breeze, but at the same time I wonder a bit. So there's that. I don't know. Yeah, so let's forget about Hero Factory. Back to Bionicle. Hype train, hype train, hype train. Um so let me go back to the picture here. So we've talked about the wobbler thing. Everyone, if you're on the picture, go to the bottom here. Um Now, you see the wobbler, two in a set, order separately, whatever that means. I have no freaking clue. Off to the right side of the image, there's like, I can't tell if that's plaid or like a little crate of something or what, but there's like some lines and squiggles and boxes, and it's like some object off to the side. And if you look at the bottom, there's some brown. I don't even know what that is. There's like it almost looks like an top to an Indiana Jones hat or a fedora or something. Cowboy hat. I don't know. Some brown thing at the bottom, and then to the left there is like something that looks like it's airbrushed or spray painted, and like either the end of a W or a V or the top to a Y. Um, middle of an not middle of an M because there's no other line. I'm looking at my keyboard here. Yeah, that's stylized U. I don't know, a couple things. And then if we look at the picture in its entirety, we see that it looks like it's shot on like a white sheet, which frankly, okay, now let's go back to the part of if this is a hoax. If this is a hoax, it's been years since Bionicle's been gone, and someone I'm sure has had time to read. Everyone's had enough time to read all the stories over and people have time to get engrossed in the culture of this. Then they go to a printing shop, get a cardboard display printed, and they make fake boxes. And even though it's slightly a waste of money, a lot of the best pranks have been incredible wastes of money. So there's that. But I mean, could this be fake? Absolutely yes. It could be the most fake thing ever. Could it be real? Yes, it could be the most real thing ever. We don't know. We have some grainy images with Lego on it. Lego has neither confirmed nor denied these. Um, but again, if you want more information from it, um, go to TTV's channel, link down in the description. They've had at least two videos as of this recording about this topic, about Bionicle and these pictures. In the first video, they have some more pictures, but they're blurred out and things, so there's that. But there is an extra image for you to look at. Um, I will just be using this one because this is the one that's widely available. Um, so yeah, this is pretty freaking amazing. Could be coming late, early, or late this year, early 2015, or summer 2015, or winter 2015. We don't know. It just says 15 or 2015. Um, could be a reboot. Could be a new story entirely. So by reboot, I mean like we could be doing the Toa Mata over, the Toa Nuva over, any of the series is over. Maybe reimagining the story, something along those lines. And then we have it could be Toa Likan's team. It could be a story about Likan because we had him in the Kikanalo in a set and during the Metro years, and he was in the Toa Metro movie, but he really didn't have that much story. He had more story in the books, but there's never been like visual or toy form of most of the stuff he's done. I mean, we have him as a Toa, but you know, more gears sets with gears would be nice because I think after the Toa Metro, yeah, after the Toa Metro, we lost all the sets with like the gear arms, and I know those are kind of hard to pose at times, but still functionality, man. I mean, really. I mean, after that we had Anika. I'm sorry. After not Toa Metro. After Toa Hordika, we lost gears because it slowly went away, and the Hordika only had like the gears in their arms to make their arms swing up and down. Um, and then I believe that was the end of gears on characters, if I'm not mistaken. And then in and then also Rahi kind of disappeared, and like villain creatures that there were like swarms of disappeared after the Visorak, which were the spiders from the Hordika days. So there's that. Then we went. I'm sorry, actually, Rahi didn't disappear because they were in Enika and slightly kind of sorta in the Mari sets. Rahi really disappeared in Fantoka and Mystica. In those series, there were little to no Rahi, and they started the whole vehicle thing where you had the the legendary vehicles, and then in the Glatorian series and the Stars series, well, more so the Glatorian series. They had the gladiator vehicles and the little motorcycles and Majoran. And those were all, excuse me, those are all well and good, but I do want to see more Rahi sets. I do want to see a bit of gear functionality come back. Um, I wouldn't mind if it was a new story. It could be just continuing where we left off, but I really am kind of hoping it's either a new story or like Lee Khan's team with like Nidiki before he was evil, or just something we haven't seen as like in toy form. Like maybe something that was already storied out and people have read it, but it'd be nice to just have a toy. I don't know. Leave Okay, I think this is going to be it because I've been dragging on for a while here. Thank you if you're still listening. Um, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Do you think this is fake? Do you think this is real? Do you think this is the biggest load of crap you have ever seen? Are you praying to Mata Nui that this actually happens? Are you going to be sad if Hero Factory's gone? Do you think they're going to run Bionicle and Hero Factory at the same time? Do you think Bionicle could only be back for a short time, meaning they maybe have like one more series, or they do like every leap year, which I know this year isn't a leap year, but yeah, this isn't a leap year. Every leap year, or every 4 years, every 3 years, or every 2 years, they have one like series of Bionicle. So for example, they'd have the Toa Metru and then skip 2 years, and then have the Toa Hardika, or use that as a time skip, have it 2 years, and then previously on Bionicle, and then just throw as much as the fans can handle at them. Just subliminal message it all, and then we'll know. And we'll be like, whoa, all that happened? And then you lead in on some epic battle scene. You lead it on something amazing to take our breaths away. I mean, Lego Movie was really good. Let's make Bionicle the movie even better, and please get it in theaters this time. They were planned to be in theaters. Clutch Powers was supposed to be in theaters. The other one, which I don't remember because it was never in theaters and I never saw it. I think there was supposed to be a Lego Atlantis movie, and that was never in theaters, and no one really cared. There was a special on Cartoon Network, but that was it. Um, please, Lego, more movies in the theater. Honestly. I wonder if Lego Movie would have made it if they hadn't put Will Ferrell. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. If you have not seen the Lego Movie, um, I guess since this is the end, goodbye. If you have not seen the Lego Movie, don't keep going. If you don't care about spoilers, I did warn you, okay? If they hadn't put Will Ferrell as a, well, actually, I guess not spoilers. Here, let's fix this. If they hadn't put no spoilers, I'm sorry. Come back, everyone. If they had not put Will Ferrell and Will Arnett and I'm drawing a blank here. Whoever else was in the movie, because only two people matter. Um, if they had not put them in the movie, I wonder if it would have done as well. For example, if they had had, I can't even think. If they had had me as the voice of Batman or Emmett or something, if they had random people or people that worked at Lego for voice acting, would it have been as big? Oh, and Morgan Freeman. Gosh, I can't forget about him. If Morgan Freeman hadn't also been a voice, would it have been as big? Possibly not. Freeman playing the old wise man was an excellent choice, and I'm sure everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Morgan Freeman's voice is so heavenly. Just take me away now." I mean, stuff like that. I think because of their choice of voice actors, yes, it was in the movies. But I'm digressing quite a bit from Bionicle here, so let's get back. Let's wrap this up. So basically, I'm going to link in the description below the link to the picture of the um, display, and you can check that out yourself. And also, please go show some love to the TTV podcast with LJ and the rest. Um, a couple the video that I'm going to link is kind of impromptu, but it's still good to listen to, and they still have a lot of good ideas. And I will also link their channel below. Make sure to hit them up, like, subscribe, favorite their videos, and tell them PB sent you because otherwise you're dead to me. No, I'm joking. Um, so anyway, that's probably it. There's nothing much I can think about. I will post a video later if anything else comes to mind. Um, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.